Today we keep speaking.
Amen.
And we touch lives of people.
Amen.
And inspire people to embrace life.
Amen.
Rather than death.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
From my experience, what I feel, my blood pressure has been spiking of late.
Wow.
And that gave me an idea to do this. So I was glad when I saw your team.
Can we turn up? Can we turn up? Can we turn up? Can we turn up? Hey. He really, really moves up. That's what it says. I know he loves me. I know he cares. Whenever I call, he always is right there. In times of trouble, he is my help. Yeah, I know no fear. I know he'll be right there. Hey, he really does.
Yeah. 7 p.m. what? And we are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. It's really, really a great pleasure to be here today. And I really want to welcome every single person. Please, I would really love to know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? I would really love to have your comments. Yeah. Let me see this. Okay. Okay. Wow. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Hi, Hadiola. Hi, Hadiola. Hi, Fikayomi, the birthday girl. How are you doing? How are you doing? It's really great to be here. Really great to have everyone here. Yes, Bukumi is here too. Bukumi is here too. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Hi, Ayomide. Hi. So great to have you guys here. So great to have you here. I think we'll just quickly do a little bit of introduction. I could say your name, where you're joining us from, put them in the comments. We really love to hear you. Yes. And I'm just so happy this evening, and we are in here for a very good time. We are here for a very great time. So if you've not yet shared this to your friends, do well to share it to them. Let them know that we are here and it's going to really be a banger. Let them know that we are here and it's going to be value packed. So do well to share the link to your friends, your family members, and your status, and your IG story, your Facebook story. Does well to share. Yeah. So yeah, Bukumi, Iluya, welcome, Bukumi. It's great to have you. Yes, Kayomi Oladeji. Thank you. Yes, Father Abraham is here. I can see you. Welcome, Abraham. Oluwale. Yeah, I can see. I saw Stagbola. Yeah, I saw Stagbola the other time. Welcome, 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 welcome. It's great to really have you guys here. It's great to have you here. It's great to have you here. It's great to have you here. Welcome to Artasahealingtherapy's Therapy's YouTube channel. This is the first live we would have. This is actually our maiden seminar, and it just gives me a great delight to welcome everyone here. I want you to know that we are here for a very good time, and I want you to put your minds in this. I mean, for the time being that we will be here, I want you to really put your mind, let your mind be here. Have your journal with you because you would really, 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 really need to. I mean, have some things jotted down, things that you would go back to meditate on, things that you would go back to reflect on, and that you would always need every time, every day. So I want you to really, really get your journals, get your pen, avoid distractions, and know that we are just here to, yes, okay, yeah. Balan said, yeah, Balan Adigun from Ile-Ife, Osun State. Eminence is here. Hi, Eminence. It's great to have you. It's great to have you. So, yeah, Clement Aragbeshola from Osun State, from Ile-Ife. Great to have you, Clement. I trust you're doing great today. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's great to have you all here. It's great to have you here. I'm just going to play this video again, and then we get straight into today's session. We have 2 sessions, and trust me, they will be super packed. They will be super packed. Our speakers are ready. We are ready, and the table is set. So we are here to just feast. Yeah, Adiola is our social media manager. I can see volunteers here. Thank you so much, HE volunteers. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for how you've been so helpful. Thank you for, spreading the message. Thank you for all that you do in elaborating our social impact work. Thank you so much. God bless you greatly. So I'm going to just play a video now, and then we'll get straight into business. Welcome once again. I think everybody knows me. Okay. I'm Deborah Ibukolo Adirogba, and I'm the founder of HT. Okay, now.
So today we keep speaking.
Amen.
And we touch lives of people.
Amen.
And inspire people to embrace life.
Amen.
Rather than death.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Painting from my experience, what I feel, my blood pressure has been spiking of late.
Wow.
And that gave me an idea to do this. So I was glad when I saw your team.
Can we turn up? Can we turn up? Can we turn up? Can we turn up? Hey. He really, really moves up. This is what it says. I know he loves me. I know he cares. Whenever I call, he always is right there. In times of trouble, he is my help. Yeah, I know no fear. I know he'll be right there.
Get yeah. I really hope you enjoyed those videos, and they are excerpts from our last outreach at Obafemi Awolowo University clinic here at the health center. I think we have new comments here, and I really just want to read them. Okay. So, okay, Adi Ayo, yeah, Adi Ayo is here. So great to have you here, Adi Ayo. So great to have you. So great to have you. So great to have you. Thank you for joining. Then there's someone here. This is spoken word. Please, who is this spoken word? We would really love to have your name in full. We would love to like see you well, know you exactly. Yeah. So welcome, gifts. Yeah, gift is here. Welcome, gifts. So great to have you. Welcome to HT's mental health seminar. And definitely we are here for a very good time. A very good time. Please, if you've not yet shared this link to your friends, do well to share to them right now. Don't let them miss any single of the seminar. Don't let them miss any single bit of the program because it's really going to be super fun. And please, I hope you already have your journal with you. Okay, if you don't have your journal already, please go get one, and then know that you would actually have things to write, things to meditate on even after the program. So please, and then do well to actually avoid anything that would distract you. No distractions at this moment. Hey, she's here for you. And yeah, happy mental health day. Happy mental health day from HT to you guys. And then I want you to really know that your matters as much as you do, and there is no health without mental health. I know most of you might, some of you, don't let me say most, some of you might have seen HC's post today, but I really want you to know that AHC is really here to actually accompany you on your mental health journey all along the way. And I think I'll just give a little bit of introduction about we might actually have would actually have people are joining us for the very first time. So I'm going to just talk a little bit about what AHC is, who we are, what we do, and why we are even organizing this seminar. Is a project under the sustainable whose goals align with the sustainable development goal 3, which is good health and well-being. So we employ artistic expression, hope, and health to pay in general. We started in 2021. So far, we've had 4 outreaches across 2 countries now, Nigeria and Brazil. Over 50,000 patients, and we are actually really seeking more structures. We are trying to like expand our reach, and we are really also reaching out to more individuals apart from patients, because really mental health affects husbands. And by the time you're actually delving into seminars, see what you're actually talking about. If you have any questions, please do well to put your questions in the comments. We know that few people ask questions in the registration form. They will be answered definitely. But if you also have questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. Let the comments be full of energy. Let the comments be all booming. And welcome once again. Welcome once again. This is 7:13 by 7:15. We'll do the citation of our first speaker, and then we get straight into the first session. So sit back, have a juice, and then probably a snack or something. Just sit back, enjoy. HC is here for you today, and we are here to serve you big. Okay. And as I said, if you've not yet shared to your Instagram stories, please do well to really do that now. Do well to do that right away.
have sown today will keep speaking.
Amen.
Of people.
Amen.
And inspire people to embrace life rather than death. In the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Hey, Caris is here. My roommate is here. Hi, Caris. It's great to have you here. Welcome. Yeah, Ife is here too. Hi, Ife. Welcome. Ife is our video editor. He's one of our volunteers. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Right now, we'll go straight into our first session. Our speaker is unavoidably absent, but do not worry, everything is sorted and we'll definitely have a good session. So his citation will be read now. Okay. Hi, big bro. Nice to have you. Thanks for joining. Thank you for joining. Yeah.
Dr. Olugbenga Coker is a seasoned clinical psychologist and mental health specialist with over a decade of proven results in mental and emotional health intervention. He serves as the team lead for counseling therapy and rehabilitation services and is also a psychiatrist at the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital, Yaba, Lagos. Dr. Coker is a mental health specialist at Psychological Services Nigeria and a freelance consultant at Lifecrest Hospital, where he focuses on rehabilitation and behavior modification. He is a certified marriage and family therapist, a certified drug rehabilitation professional, and a certified professional in trauma-focused therapy. Please join me as we make welcome Dr. Olugbenga Coker. Dr. Olugbenga Coker is a
Yeah, so that's Dr. Koga's citation. He is unavoidably absent. So how I'll be taking the session. And seriously, when I was even preparing for this session, I was, apart from the fact that I was inspired myself, which I believe everyone will be, I relearned a lot of things that I already know about. I relearned a whole lot. And this will also happen to everybody here. So today we're going into the topic is mental health. How aware are you? My slide would go up now. Yeah, it should go on stage. Come in. I think there isn't coming. Just a minute. Okay. All right. So our topic is mental health. How aware are you? How aware are you? And I know that some of you might be thinking, And mental health. And mental health. What exactly do you want to talk about? What exactly do I not know about mental health? But by the time we actually really dive into it, you'd actually definitely know that there are things that you might not have known about mental health that you really get to know today. And there are even things that you would be able to, that would actually shaping your perspective and then help you actually understand what mental health means better. So I would come in to ask for this little check-ins, and one is please have a pen and a journal with you. It's very, very important. Don't just listen for listening's sake. There would be things that you would definitely need, things that you definitely want to go over. So it's good that you have a pen and a journal with you. And then ensure that your data connection is stable. I know that we are in Nigeria, but please just try to ensure that that is settled. Okay. If you know that you are in a place where your data connection, your network connection is not really, really great, you could actually just get a place to really go now. And then I would also really want you to do away with distractions, even at this time. So the first question I would really want to ask everyone today is, how are you? How are you? And I know that you may be asking, okay, what exactly is he asking? How am I? I mean, I'm fine, I'm good. But really, I think I really want to ask you again, how exactly are you? And I don't want you to just answer with fine. I really want you to ask yourself, and I really want you to write it down. How exactly are you feeling today? No matter what your mood is, no matter what your emotions are, I really want you to just be true to yourself. If you're not feeling good, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling that something is stressing you out, your work pressure is much, or there are lots of problems at home, and all of that, if you have any issues, just really, really be truthful to yourself. How are you doing today? Because by the time we are done with this session of the seminar, you would actually be able to measure how you would be at the end of the at the end of the session. And that's why it's important that you actually know how you are right now. So just analyze it. How exactly are you? How do you feel right now? How would you express yourself right now? Be true to yourself. Be really, really true to yourself. Then, want to have a quick mental health check. Want to have a quick mental health check. I would love to please. Would love to still always have your comments in the in the comment section, so I can always share. We can always share here. And if you have questions, please to always to also ask them. So we have a quick mental health check, and then I want you to raise your 10 fingers. I want your 10 fingers to be up. Let your 10 fingers be up. I want to do this quick mental health check. I want to have this quick mental health check. So one, you put your finger down. You put your finger down if you really know what mental health is. If you really know what mental health is, put your finger down. Put your finger down. All right. Then the next is, if you can sleep in 20 minutes or less. I mean, when you're tired, or let me say at any time, if you want to sleep right now, can you sleep in 20 minutes or less? And then when you feel rested, when you feel okay, and then do you feel rested after waking up in the morning? How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? Do you feel like, oh yeah, I got a good rest? Or you feel like, oh no, I want to like sleep more? Oh no, I think I need more time to actually like, get back to bed and just like catch maybe like maybe an extra 2 or 3 hours of sleep? How exactly do you feel? Okay, so put your hands down if you can sleep in 20 minutes or less, right? And if you feel rested after waking up in the morning. Then you put another finger down if you eat healthy. I know that we are gonna shake some tables here, but then put a finger down if you eat healthy. I know we Gen Zs, right? Do you eat healthy? Okay, so Moni is saying a finger down. Okay, second finger down. All right, let's see. At the end of the exercise, we'd really know how many people. Those who have more fingers down. But really, you just need to just express yourself. No one is saying, oh, so person has more fingers down than the others. No, right? So let's continue. Can you concentrate for 3 hours without getting distracted? I mean, if you say you want to like focus on this particular task for 3 hours, can you do that without getting distracted? If you can, put a finger down. If you can, put a finger down. If you can, put a finger down. All right. Then, then if you can complete a day without being mentally drained, put a finger down. If you can complete a day without being mentally drained, how do you feel? How do you feel at the end of the day? Are you always feeling like, oh, what a day it was? Or you're feeling like, oh yeah, I mean, I can easily like do extra hours. Okay, I think someone has a finger down. Okay. I think I love this. Please keep the comment section really burning. Okay. Yes, and then the next thing that we have here is, do you enjoy spending time with others? If you enjoy spending time with others, put another finger down. Then, can you handle problems without getting overwhelmed when there are issues around, whether in school, whether at work, whether in family? Anyhow, can you actually can you handle problems without getting too overwhelmed? If you can, put another finger down. All right. Then, do you laugh often and do you see jokes as jokes? You know, there are some people who do not say anything funny about jokes, who really feel like, oh, I mean, what's funny? What's funny about what they're actually saying? So, if you actually laugh often and you see jokes as jokes, you can put another finger down. Then, can you, if you can do without your phone for an hour without missing it, put another finger down. Put another finger down. If you can do without your phone for an hour, and you know miss, like you won't even turn your head. You won't say, "Oh, here's my phone." You won't say, "Oh, I want to text someone," and all of that. Put another finger down. All right. And then if you can, okay, I think gift as a finger down. All right. If you can live without alcohol, smoking, and other substance, put another finger down. All right. And then if you have someone to talk to when you really feel stressed, put a finger down. Put a finger down. Yeah. So how many fingers do you have down? How many fingers do you have down? I would like to really see number of fingers you have down. How many fingers do you have down? Okay, so someone said that phone here. Yeah, right. I get. Okay. Okay, 5 fingers down. 5 fingers down. Abraham says 5 fingers down. All right. Okay, son says five. Okay. Son says 4 fingers down. All right. 5 fingers down. Okay. Well, how would really say that if we have 5 or more fingers down, then you're actually really doing great. But if you have less than 5, then I think you should actually pay attention to few things that would actually be talking about you. Okay, so someone said 3 fingers. That's fine. No problem about that. Let's continue, and I want us to be a little. Okay, someone said 5 fingers down. Okay, great. So now let us talk about research. Now you're talking about mental health. You're talking about our environment. You're talking about how well we are. Now, research says that 1 in 4 Nigerians have mental health conditions. That's 25% of the population. So this is a thing that we really need to like take seriously. And then Nigerians believe more in the village people syndrome other than physical and social causes, social issues as causes of mental health conditions. I am not saying that there are no village people, right? We are Africans, so we really understand the context of our society and all of that. But it's also necessary that we note that not everything is spiritual. Not everything is caused by village people, really. Now, the other factor I want us to really know is that suicide is the third leading cause of death in people aged 15 to 29. So it means amidst youth, suicide is the third leading cause of suicide, and that really shows that a lot needs to be done. A lot is happening with youth, and we cannot keep quiet. And then less than 30% actively engage in mental health promoting practices. So even when some people know, whether they know or not, many people do not really practice mental health promoting practices. How to safeguard their mental health, how to keep their mental health in check, how to ensure that they are really balanced mentally. And then as at March 2025, according to I've forgotten the name of the particular site I got this from. 83.2% of students were unaware of any digital mental health platform. I mean, how they can really seek help when they need mental health and all of that. So this shows that we really have more to do. In our next session, when Dr. Sanmi will be taking us, she would really talk a little. She should talk more about this. But we just really need to like let us know that. I mean, there is really a lot to do. Now let us go into this quote. And it's just sort of a definition, really. And it says mental health involves effective functioning in daily activities, resulting in productive activities, healthy relationships, and the ability to adapt to change and cope with adversity. So mental health is not abstract. It's not a thing that you just think in your head or just feel like, oh yeah, it exists somewhere. No. And then it's not just we are going to also still go up into myths, right? Myths about mental health, why mental health is important, your stressometer. So know that we are in here for a very great time. But you really need to know that your brain controls major activities of the body, your emotions, the way you think, the way you react, your disposition to stuff, the way the way you react when things really happen. Okay, so your mental health really controls all of those things, and you really need to pay attention to it. So how does mental health work really? So how does mental health work really? I'm going to just give a little bit of explanation in lay terms, so that you understand how the brain is wired, right? How the brain is wired and what exactly goes on in there. So let me give it like your brain is like the control center, right, of the body. Okay, and then it's made up of like billions of neurons. Okay, and these neurons are called nerve cells. They are nerve cells. Okay, and you have a lot of them in the brain. So these neurons, these cells, these nerve cells now, they send messages to each other through chemical messengers or sort of electrical signals called neurotransmitters. Don't worry, I really don't want to like bother you with a lot of science, but I just want you to understand how things really works. So now the way it really works is this. So let me say something happens to you in the environment. You have a reaction, you have an activity going on in the environment, something that probably triggers your emotions either positively or negatively. Now, so it goes to your sensory nerves, right? Your eyes, your ears, your skin, right? And then it sends information directly to the brain. All right, and then the brain interprets it and says, oh yeah, this is nice, or no, this is wrong, or no, why would the person speak to you in that way, right? So it sends that information to the brain, and then your nervous system now reacts, right, to your body, and then you now express it in, oh okay, you express it in with either smile or you express it with disgust. Do you get it? And so that's it works like that. So I want you to know that you are receiving a lot of things from your environment. Most times, what exactly affects our disposition, right, is what we actually receive from the environment, the activities that really happen from the environment. However, you can actually control how you would interpret those things, right? For instance, a person could actually get a very sad message, and then instead of just breaking down and crying and all of that, you could just, I mean, if you like really fed yourself with lots of positivities. You could really tell yourself that no, this is not like this is just like a step to greatness. Okay, yes, I might have made some mistakes, and then I'm going to like get back on track and all of that. Why some other persons would actually just break down and just get it all over them. So now I want you to know that if you now have things like stress or trauma, right, or lack of rest, right, it actually disturbs the balance in your brain, right? It disturbs let me say, the peaceful flow. Let me put it like that: the peaceful flow of things, right? The peaceful flow of communication, the peaceful flow of nerves in the brain, right? Between the neurons. So where you have negative activities in the environment, it triggers this, and then it really weakens the neurons. All right. And so when this happens over time, it would affect your mood, affect your sleep, affect your concentration, and then it can even affect your physical health, right? And so that is why chronic stress, right, or trauma, and then many of these of negativities out there. That's why they can actually lead to anxiety, they can lead to depression, they can also lead to burnout, because your brain is definitely just getting overworked. There is a whole lot that it cannot just handle. The neurons are already weak. I hope you get that. If you have any questions, I really want you to put them in the comments. I would love to talk about them. So, what mental health is not? Now, I want to talk about some myths about mental health. Some people actually have some information or some idea in their minds about what mental health does not mean. All right. So for some people, they actually believe that mental health is the same as mental illness. And that is actually wrong. It's like you saying that physical health is the same as physical illness, which does not mean the same at all. Okay. So mental health is basically the way you think, the way you feel, the way you cope with your daily life. All right. Not just the absence of mental illness. So every single person has mental health, just like every single person has physical health. All right. And so every single person is concerned with this. Then the other myth is that, oh, when you talk about mental health issues, you're talking about people who are mad or people who are possessed. And this is not true. This is not true. Because as I said, in Nigeria or in Africa, we have this village people syndrome or this village people mindset. But the thing is, some of these things can actually be caused by stress, some by trauma, even some by genetics. Genetics, really. Genetics. And they're actually treatable. So don't let anyone, even if you have any of this, don't let anyone pull you down. Don't let anyone talk you out of it. Not at all. Know that they are actually even treatable. Then the other myth is that strong people don't have mental health problems. When you see a person who is just out there, always jovial, always happy, full of life and all of that, you feel like, oh no, this person is definitely, this person is definitely having everything all fine and all sorted out in their lives. They don't have any mental health issues. They don't have anything disturbing them. Their life is just perfect. No, they may actually have better ways to cope with it or cope with the things that they are going through. But the thing is that every single person goes through stuff. And I know that you might actually think that, oh no, I have a whole lot of things happening in my life, or a lot of things are getting really, really overwhelming. But when you actually hear about other people's stories, you would actually sit back and say, oh, actually thinking mine is better. Right? And I want you to know that mental health challenge can happen to anyone, not only to who we actually tag as weak. Then the other myth here is that when you talk about mental health, it means that you are weak. And I think I may be wrong, but I think I would want to talk more to the male folk here. it's okay for you to speak out. When you speak out, or even when you express your emotions and you probably break down and you cry, it doesn't mean that you are weak. It's not a sign of weak masculinity. It just means that you really need help and you are voicing out. You are really, really voicing out. So it's not because you are really seeking attention, it's because you really need help and you actually want to be better. The other myth about mental health is that children and young people do not have mental health issues, you know. And right now, I had a discussion with a physician on Monday. I had a live session with her, and then she was talking about how the rate of she was talking about the rate of depression in children. I mean, young children, 7, 8, 10 years, and they're telling you that they are depressed. So do not think that, oh, it's only a certain set of people or people of a particular age that have mental health issues. No, it can happen to any single person. And then the other myth is that mental health problems not go away. There's nothing as, oh, once this person has this at this time, or once this person has, just like you saying, oh, because this person is anxious, right? Or this person is stressed, this person would always be stressed. Or because this person is anxious, this person would always be anxious. No, it doesn't happen like that, right? When with correct with the adequate with adequate meditation or medication rather, with adequate medication, with adequate therapy, with adequate support, with adequate treatment and self-care, people who even have mental health conditions can do so well, and then the other myth that we have here is that people that having a mental health problem means you can't work or live normally. There are so many people. There are so many people who have mental health issues, but are actually really, really able to manage them so well, and they are doing great in their workspaces. They are doing great in their jobs. So I want you to go back to encourage someone who you might even know has issues. Tell the person, no, this does not define you. This does not define you. Many people have many people even have, I mean, physical health issues. It's like you saying that a person who has high blood pressure now, the person who has high blood pressure cannot work. No, it doesn't happen like that. With adequate treatment, with adequate self-care, the person can actually do well in his or her job. If the person is able to manage him or herself very, 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 very well. Then the other myth is that prayers alone can cure all mental health problems. I know that we can want to over spiritualize things, but as we've said earlier, it's not about village people. It's not just about prayer. Yeah, right. You can pray. That is so fine. That is so good, right? Faith can give comfort. It can really, really give hope. But let me tell you that mental health most times requires therapy, right? It requires medication, and it also requires a change of lifestyle, either in your mindset, the way you respond to issues, or even the environment around you. So you won't just, when you have malaria now, you might actually pray and it goes, right? But then God also gave doctors the brain, and He has given them the knowledge, right? So when you actually take medicine, you actually get cured, you actually get healed. And the same thing goes with mental health as well. And then the next thing, second to the last here, is that mental health is only about sadness or depression. No, I refuse to believe that. That is a myth. That is a myth, right? Stress, mental health involves stress is in the framework, or stress is part of mental health. Stress is a mental health issue. Trauma, either childhood trauma or marital trauma of any kind, it actually affects mental self-esteem, affects mental health. Anxiety affects mental health. Emotional balance affects mental health. Even your sleep, your concentration, your resilience affects mental health. So it's not only about being sad or about being depressed or about what's it called, going or losing some bolts in the brain. No. And then the last myth is that mental health is a Western concept. No, it isn't. It's not just a thing that it's not a thing that is particular or peculiar to the white. It is universal because every single human has emotions and every single human has, every single human has a brain and we all interact with our environment. So mental health is not a Western concept at all. Let's go next. Why is mental health really, really important? Why is mental health important? Now, it's really important the same way your physical health is important, the same way you would want to eat, the same way you would want to drink clean water, the same way you would want to go to work, the same way you want to exercise, is the same way your brain matters because it affects the way you think, it affects the way you feel, it affects every single activity of your day. And then your mind and your body are also connected. So it's not only about what you are doing, it's not only about your activities, it's also about what goes on inside, what comes from inside out. And then your mental activities or your brain affects your relationships, it affects what you actually bring out. So if you're not doing so great, you may just want to like be on your own, you may really not have good relationships with people, you may not really have a community life, right? So mental health is so important. It's important because it affects your productivity and it affects your success. If you're down, if you actually failed a course, you would realize that for that day or for a few hours, you might just be down. It will affect your productivity, it will affect your success, right? And so it's a thing that we really need to like take serious. And then your mental health is also important because you need it for a healthy future. And I want everybody here to know that you actually have a very, very bright one ahead of you. And nothing, don't even, suicide is an option and you should not even think about that. But you just need to really know yourself, be self aware, and know how to really, really go about it. Okay, now I'm going to talk about stressometers, and this is like I think this will be my favorite aspect of this your stressometer. I'm going to talk a little about factors that can really predispose you to mental health challenges, right? And then we'll also talk about how you can actually cope with them, right? Before we have Dr. Sumit's session. So, what exactly is your stressometer? And I know that you might actually be wondering, "Okay, what does she mean by stressometer? What word does stressometer even really, really mean?" So I really want you to think and I want you to have a deep reflection by yourself. What exactly is not making me feel fine? What exactly is not making me feel fine? What exactly is that thing that I would always think about and I feel like should not be there? What is that thing that is not allowing me to be productive? What is that thing that is stealing my joy at all times? What is that thing that is not making me happy? What is that thing that is always stressing me out? What is that thing that is always, putting me off balance? For some people, it could be trauma. Some people have childhood trauma. It could be from rape, it could be from parental treatment. That still affects some people till date. For some people, it could just be their lack of coping skills. They really, really lack resilience. Some people are naturally resilient. Whatever life throws at them, they will just get their way through it. They don't allow it to get through to them. But some people just have low coping skills. When anything happens, you say, "Oh no, go hard or go home. I'm going home. I'm going to my mommy's house. I cannot do this anymore." Some people really have low coping skills. For some people, their relationship is their stressometer. Some people, their boyfriend is their stressometer. Your girlfriend might be your stressometer. That person that is always, that person that is always just making you feel tired. You're like, "Oh, how did I even enter into this?" For some people, it could even be their spouses. Some people go through domestic violence. So what exactly is your stressometer? For some people, it's the academic failure. Some people are not just happy with their results. What exactly is happening? So find your stressometer, write your stressometer down. For some people, your house is your stressometer. I don't want to shout, but I think I would. I mean, this is big. I don't know if you've been in a space where you actually, your whole room is so untidy, so rough, and then you know that things are not just going away. It is like the way it is rough. A lot of things are just happening in your brain, and your brain is not just settled. A busy space can actually stress you. For some people, your phone storage is so full, and every time you're always complaining of low storage, low storage, low storage. Oh, WhatsApp, what your WhatsApp, what's it called? Delete messages again, and then you're like, oh, when exactly will I get over this? For some people, they don't have their files are not arranged. You just have everything just jam packed together on your PC. Everything is not just. It can actually stress you out. And then for some people, culture stresses them. Okay, rules about culture. Oh no, you should have actually gotten married at this time. Oh no, because you're in this particular environment. Oh, or let me say, maybe your parents are telling you, oh, at your age, I already gave birth to 4 children, and different things like that. So, and for some people, lack of self-care is actually their stressometer. So, what exactly stresses you? What are your stressometers? What are your stressometers? And now we're going to, this is the last session. We're going to talk about how you can deal with stressometers. How can you really deal with what is stressing? How can you deal with what is stressing you out? How can you deal with what is stressing you out? Before we go into our questions, how can we deal with what is stressing you out? One, I need to say that you need to first of all list all of them. I mean, list them out, every single thing that I might have mentioned some of yours, and then it's also possible that I might not have really mentioned some of yours, but with the list I have mentioned, you should be able to like really think about all even other things that might have been stressing you. So think about it. Okay, write them all down. I want you to write them down. What exactly are the things that are stressing you? Is it work pressure? Are you working in a place and it's just so overwhelming? Is it your boss? Is your boss stressing you? What exactly is stressing you? What exactly is so for some people it could be their finances. Just write it down. Write everything down and then try to analyze it. How did this thing come to be? How did this thing happen? How did I get myself into this relationship in the first place? How did I get into this work? Was it because I just wanted to just have a place to just go? I don't want to like stay at home, or how exactly did I get here? Okay, was it also because of some of my actions? Was there a place where I also did not do what I ought to have done, or I probably overreacted, or try to analyze it. What exactly caused it? What exactly caused what is stressing you? And then come to realize and then begin to ask yourself, how will I change this from now? For instance, if you know that a thing that makes you so tired every day is that by the time you wake up in the morning, you are already very tired. You already feel like you were not rested. Then it actually means that you have not been getting enough sleep. So you need to really ask yourself, okay, how exactly am I going to get enough sleep? How exactly am I going to adjust my schedule? If I need to say no to certain things, I'm going to say no. If I need to probably leave work early, I'm going to leave work early. If I need to reduce the way I visit people, I'm going to reduce. If I need to reduce the time I spend on social media, I'm going to reduce it. So find what exactly stresses you and begin to say, okay, how exactly am I going to change this? Oh, if you know that your heart beats fast, you know that you're probably beginning to have maybe symptoms of high blood pressure and all of that. If it's for you to take a decision today, for you to begin to exercise, take that decision. Take that decision. And I would also want to advise that you actually practice journaling, practice gratitude journaling. Write down what exactly are you grateful for, because most times we are so concerned about lots of problems happening around, but we are not grateful for the little things. And I want you to know that what you are really, really complaining about, or let me say this level that you are in life that you're complaining about, is what some people are really, really paying for. So if you really, really think about that, you know that there is actually a lot for you to really, really, really be grateful for. And I want to also advise that you are very resilient. This year, I've seen a lot of bad books, lot of disappointments here and there, failure, a lot of times where I was really down, right? But the thing that has really, really kept me moving is just that resilient spirit. You cannot afford to just back down now. You need to know that there is actually a brighter future. And the reason why you're actually facing many of the things you're facing now is because there is actually more. There's actually a brighter future. There's actually a brighter future. There are actually brighter things to come. So you cannot afford to just be so down and then just get so discouraged about everything. You need to just be resilient and know that you would actually get it at the end of the day. And then I want you to also know that you should also seek for help when you really need to seek for help. Seek for help. Don't say that, oh, I don't mind what people will say. See, let me tell you, the world does not even care. Most times we are the ones who define how the world actually see us. Yes, most times you are the ones who actually define how the world sees us. And the thing is that you don't even know. People don't even really care. And even if anybody talks, in 1 or 2 days, they've said whatever they want to say. And then you are back to your life. Your life is your life, not their life. So if you need to really seek for help, seek for help. And that's why AHC is here. And then it's good that it also really, 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 really rest well. So now, what happens when you do not deal with your stressometer? What happens when you do not deal with your stressometer? Before I take questions, what happens when you do not deal with stressometer? The thing is that your brain now begins to stay on survival mode. You are not being productive. Your brain is not in its best performing mode, right? And so you are just there. You're just struggling. You're stressed. Your brain now becomes more sensitive. Any little thing, triggers you, right? And then you struggle to relax. You struggle to, think clearly. You struggle to make decisions. You just feel tired when you've not even done so much. Little things just really, really get at you. All right. And then your body even now begins to show it. You have more headaches, you have more migraines, right? You have more fatigue, right? Some people even have high blood sugar or high blood pressure. You begin to express more of anger, more of irritability, right? Or you just begin to cry and you're just sad and all of that. Or you just feel so withdrawn, and then you probably lose concentration in the class. You are not able to focus more at work. You are not able to really, really concentrate on your work. It just your mental space is just really, really clogged. All right, and this can really, really now lead more into anxiety, depression, or even more chronic issues. Apart from the fact that it can even debar you of some relationships that you are really, really in. So I want you to know that you really need to take this more. You need to really, really take this serious. And I want you to know that whatever has actually been stressing you out can stop stressing you out today. And then the other thing I would want to say, which would be which would be my last point, is there are some things that you cannot change, and there are some things that you can change. There's some things that you can't change, and there are some things that you can change. So analyze it. What are the things that you can actually change? The way you respond is are things that you can control. The way you allow people get to you are things that you can control. Things like your genetics or your biological wiring are things that you cannot control. So for the things that you cannot control, accept that, oh yes, this thing is there, but I'm not going to allow you weigh me down. I'm not going to allow you get at me. I'm not going to allow you define me. I'm not going to allow you limit me. For the things that you can, go ahead to actually control them. Go ahead to actually control them. So I'm going to end with this quote here, and it's one: healing takes time, and so asking for help is a courageous step, and that's by Mariska Agite. So healing takes time, and asking for help is a courageous step. Sorry. Then happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light. So even when you feel so sad, when you feel like, oh no, the world is turning down, remember the things that you could still be grateful for. Remember for those, remember for even be grateful for even the breath that you breathe, that some people do not have the benefits of. Okay. And then know that mental health is not a destination, but a process. So it's not about it's about how you drive, not exactly where you're going. So mental health is not just a dating. Not a dating. The same way you sleep every day is the same way you need to take care of your mental health. The same way you take care of your physical health every single time. The same way you need to take care of your mental health. And lastly, know that there is no health without mental health. So don't feel like, oh yes, I can keep on eating and keep on doing my what's it called. I can keep on with my what's called daily activities, and I would not bother about what exactly goes on in my head or in my brain, which is the controller of all activities. It won't really work. It won't really work. I think I'd love to have your comments. I'd love to have questions right now. Uh yeah, my mom is here. Hi, mommy. Welcome. Thank you so much. My dad is here too. Thank you, daddy. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so I would really love to have your comments. I'd love to have your comments. I'd love to have your comments. Um, okay. I think there's a comment here. Okay, so someone said, what a mind blowing session. Thank you. Thank you. And then I really would love to know what exactly you begin to do as from today. What exactly you begin to do from now on. What are the things that you begin to change? What are the things that you would improve on? What are the things that you will stop doing? What are the things you I would really love to. I would really love to hear. I would really love to hear from you. We have Dr. Summit session now. So I really love to hear from you. I love to hear from you. I love to hear from you. Let's see. Okay, so Olugbenga said gratitude journaling. Yeah, gratitude journaling, very important. You could add that to your to-do list every day. You could do it either in the morning or at night before you sleep. You could not just have it. You could have just 2-3 minutes of gratitude, just the tiniest things. And then when you actually feel done, you can easily go back to your gratitude journals and you'd actually be grateful for those little things. Yeah. Thank you, Bukumi. Thank you. Any other person? Okay. Okay, so Joshua says identify stressors around me and learn how to cope or deal with them. Yeah, exactly. You really need to. I know that for some people, you may need to go back even after the session and go and sit down. Some of you may need to, rewatch this, which is perfect and fine, right? But you really need to deal with these things. Don't just listen to this webinar and go. No, the reason why we have actually organized this is because we really want you to have a better quality of life, right? Let's have a better life. So go back and begin to make the changes now. I think someone says, I will start appreciating what I have more. Exactly. So Clement says, I hate dirt a lot and my environment is very dirty. Okay, so that can actually be one of your stressometers. And so you might realize that you are just like angry at little things. Somebody is just in your house, and you're not just comfortable the way you are reacting to people and all of that. But it's actually because of your environment. It's actually because of your environment. Good to know that you identified this. Okay, if would love to entertain other questions. But now, sorry. Now, yeah, it's Dr. Summy's session, and she needs to go on stage. Okay, I think we have a few ones. Stressometer, I'm just getting to know that. Thank you so much for the session, ma. It's a pleasure. It's really a pleasure. Really a pleasure. Thank you, big sister. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Then we have I've got to know what stresses me. Yeah, knowing my stressometer. Yeah, good to know that you now know what really stresses you and how to actually improve on it. Yes, 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 yes. Um, Dr. Sami will come on stage now. Um, okay. Um, and a bio, a citation will go. A citation will go on now too. Okay. Um, just a second. All right.
Dr. Sanmi Oduntan is a certified arts and health researcher and a medical doctor. She is a global fellow of arts and medicine and has served on the administrative board for the National Arts and Health Week Nigeria. In addition to leading campaigns focused on creating awareness on the impact of arts and health, especially in developing healthcare systems. She is a member of the University of Florida Center for Arts and Medicine Research Laboratory and on invitation has co-authored research on arts and health with the World Health Organization through its Jamal Arts and Health Lab. She is deeply interested in poetry, music, and dance, as well as discovering new ways to humanize healthcare delivery while achieving better health conditions and outcomes via the arts and social prescribing. Please join me as we make welcome Dr. Sanmi Oduntan.
Hi.
Dr. Sanmi.
Yes, 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 yes. Hi, Dr. Sami. Are you ready, ma'am? um, yeah.
Hello?
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm audible. Good evening,
Yes.
everyone.
Welcome. It's great to have you
Hi.
here.
Okay, so I'm trying
Welcome,
to
Dr.
figure out
Sami.
my
It's great to have
network
you
just
here.
in case
Thank
I
you
go
so
off at
much for
any
honoring
time. I
our
apologize.
invitation.
Um, well, meanwhile, let's start. I'm very excited to be here. Happy Mental Health Day, everyone. We're having a very important discussion, and as much as possible, I'm going to try to limit it. I see that most of my work has been done already. A lot of what I was going to say has already been said, so I'm just going to try and keep it as short as possible. Please, could you let me know if you can see my screen?
Yes, you can.
Okay,
Your
thank you.
screen. Are you presenting? Are you presenting something?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. I think that will go on. I think it's been okay. It's loading.
Are we good?
Let me see this.
All right. So if my screen is showing, then let me start. So I'll be speaking very shortly and very briefly on. Sorry, there's a mic on. Could you help me mute that, please? Thank you. All right, great. Yeah. So I'll be speaking on a topic that is very important, a topic that is very wide, but as much as possible, I'm going to try and shorten it because I understand that. I mean, this meeting, I'm identifying stressometers, and I know that for a lot of people, attention span is less than an hour, less than 2 hours. So I'm going to try and keep us here as short as I can. My name is Dr. Oduntan Somi, and like I mentioned, it's my pleasure to be here. So I'll be speaking very
Sorry,
briefly.
Doctor. So I'm sorry to cut you short, ma. I
Problem at
think we
all.
can't see your screen. We can't see your screen.
Okay.
It's not showing anything here.
Okay, it's deceiving me because I can see it here. 1 second.
Okay.
Hello. Uh,
Yes. Yes. Now on screen.
okay, great. Thank you.
Now on screen.
All right. So, yes, I mentioned that I'll be talking on mental wellness and art as therapy. I would like to plead your indulgence. First of all, the topic is pretty wide. So, as much as possible, I'm going to try and compress a lot of information into a short time. So, just bear with me. I'll try and make it as interesting and interactive as possible. But these are heavy topics. There are hush topics in some places, and there's also a lot of nuance, a lot of context to it. So, just in case there are any questions, I'll be happy to take them at the end of the presentation. Then, secondly, because of the rain, I'm worried about my network. So if you can't hear me at any point, please let me know. Thank you. Okay, so let's get into it. Mental wellness and artist therapy. So I'll start with defining mental health and mental illness. Mental wellness, mental health is a state of mental well being. It basically is something that enables people to be able to cope with the stress of life, which I know that you have a good knowledge of based on the presentation that happened before. So, mental health allows us to realize our abilities. It helps us to learn well. It helps us to work well. It helps us to contribute to our community. It contributes to our overall health. So, it's a basic human right. It's crucial to the person, their community, the socioeconomic development. So it's more than just an absence of mental disorders. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. When you mention mental health, they're immediately thinking schizophrenia, they're thinking mad people, they're thinking suicide, they're thinking anxiety disorders. But when we say mental health, we're not just referring to mental disorders. We're not just referring to a presence or an absence of mental disorders. It's actually something that exists on a complex continuum, and it's experienced differently from one person to the next with varying degrees of difficulty and distress. So your mental health, you said us saying that this person, we're worried about this person's mental health. We're worried about the state of the person's mental well-being. And it's something that changes from time to time. It's just the same way the physical health is a culmination of a lot of things. A person can appear healthy on the outside, but on the inside, it's another story completely. So it's an integral component of health. The same way your emotional health, your social health, your physical health is important, your mental health is also important. And in underpins our individual and collective abilities, like I mentioned, it's an important aspect of the changes or the contributions we can actually make to society. So, what exactly contributes to mental health? Or let me use what exactly contributes to mental disorders? So, for now, we can't say a singular factor that reliably predicts mental health outcomes. When I say that, what do I mean? So, for a lot of people, they would explain to you that for mental health, you can there are risk factors, and then there are protective factors. So a protective factor is, occurs throughout our lives, things that help us to build resilience, conditions that help us to build resilience, such as, for example, having a close-knit family, having a loving family, having access to quality education. People tend to the quality of life the person is living. Those are protective factors. People tend to say a richer person would tend to have a better, so to speak, mental health. than a poorer person. That's what people think intuitively. But then there are also risk factors at different scales. For example, a local challenge affecting an individual, a family, or a community. And then there are also things like the personality of that person, the genetic makeup of that person, possibilities of like disease outbreaks, wars, things like that. So those are things that impact entire population. And then there's also the family of that person down to the individual. So not there's no single factor that can accurately and reliably predict the mental health outcome in a particular person. So a lot of people are exposed, in a community of poor people, so to speak. Some develop mental health disorders while others don't. So we've not been able to say what exactly does it, but we can identify that there are several determinants at play that shape or determine a person's mental health over time. And so with that information, knowing that mental health is an interplay of a lot of factors, then we can easily say that improving mental health is not just about what you do as an individual, and it's not just what we do as a community. There are also structural determinants. There are things that we can't necessarily change, and I think that has been covered in the last session. So, but we can we can design interventions for at an individual level, at a population level, at a family level, so to speak. We can decide that, okay, knowing this information, we're designing with that in mind. So the health sector can contribute to this by embedding promotion and prevention into its services and leading or supporting multi-sectoral coordination. I also want to mention that for a lot of people, I'm not sure of the population that I'm speaking to, but things like aimed at improving mental health for children is extremely important, because you think they're just kids, but these are the situations that actually build resilience for them. So access to a loving family, when children are brought up with situations such as domestic violence, those children tend to grow up and have mental health disorders. Children who are exposed to alcohol and drugs at early ages, they actually have higher incidence of mental health disorders. So promoting child and adolescent mental health is another priority. And then at work, we've also been able to accurately identify that sometimes work can actually be a stressor. So mental health at work is also a growing area of interest that for a lot of people. So if you're an employer here, you should have it in mind that you're managing the stress level of a lot of individuals in your workplace, and then putting measures in place to actually improve their mental health strategies, for that can actually aid their productivity, and in so doing you're actually helping yourself. Then I also wanted to mention that suicide prevention is a global priority. It's also part of the sustainable development goals. So with that in mind, we can promote key strategies such as limiting access to means. So for example, at a national level, we banned use of sniper, because they saw that, okay, this was something that a lot of people were accessing, and it was a means of suicide for a lot of people. So that's something we can do at a what's the word now, at a national level. But then at a family level or at an individual level, supporting social and emotional learning, especially for the children and adolescents around you, because adolescents are at very high risk of suicide. So supporting emotional learning for them, ensuring early intervention, being able to identify, okay, it looks like this person may need a bit extra attention. So those are cost-effective interventions for reducing suicide rates. So why is mental health important? I know that has been covered already, but I'm just going to go over it real quick. People with mental health disorders experience disproportionately higher rates of disability and mortality. Like I also mentioned, suicide is the second most common cause of death among young people worldwide. And homelessness and inappropriate incarceration are far more common for people with mental health disorders. We also have research that showed that major people with major depression and schizophrenia have a 40 to 60% greater chance of dying prematurely than the general population. And it's so interesting that what is actually killing them are physical health problems that are often left unattended to. So, two people have cardiovascular disease, for example, or two people have diabetes, for example, or two people have HIV infection, for example, one with a mental health disorder and one without a mental health disorder. What the research is basically showing us is that the person with the mental health disorder is 60% more likely to die prematurely, less than 40, than the other person. And also, there's the higher risk of suicide among people with mental health disorders. In Nigeria, that is very important because even though we don't have the accurate figures, we can estimate that 20 to 30% of the population suffers from a mental disorder. So if we have 10 people in a room in Nigeria, it's very highly likely that 3 out of them are suffering from major mental health disorder. And that is important because to further complicate the situation, there is so much cultural nuance around the knowledge and understanding of mental health in Nigeria. So the average Nigerian, like it was mentioned during the talk earlier, believes in things like village people, and that means that that means that the 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 statistics we have may not even be it may not necessarily be accurate, because if we're saying it's 3 people now, and that's no, knowing that quite a number of people don't report, quite a number of people just suffer in silence. So it possibly means that the numbers are actually higher. And so I'll be going to the meat of it. Why art engagements in mental health? What does art have to do with anything I've just said? In 2019, the World Health Organization released a health evidence network synthesis report. And the report was basically, we pulled about 3,000 studies from like a lot of areas in the world, especially the European region. They didn't actually include anything African. But basically, they wanted to know what was the role of arts in improving health and well-being. And it showed us that arts play a major role in preventing ill health, promoting health, and helping management of disease, as well as the treatment of illnesses across the lifespan. And in 2025, we sort of repeated the study, and we also were able to accurately, like we were able to confidently say that yes, in the prevention and promotion of diseases, mental health, especially following art engagement, was shown to actually help improve. Um it was it was shown to help prevent and promote the knowledge of diseases and prevention of those diseases. So prevention of diseases and then promotion of health in respect to those diseases. So art engagement used in mental health, we can divide it into three aspects. So when I say prevention and promotion, I just mean prevention of disease and promotion of like knowledge of the disease. So I tend to put them together. So that's what I mean when I say prevention and promotion. Then management and treatment. Okay, so for number one, there's prevention and promotion in a person who does not have any identified mental health disorder. Then number two, management and treatment in a person who already has a mental health disorder. And then number three is promoting mental health literacy. So for the general population, what do they know about mental health? And I'll just be going very briefly into all the ways that art engagement can actually improve mental health and well-being in these three different divisions. So for prevention and promotion, so activities such as, which is actually where I think a lot of people are invested in, a lot of people want to know about. So activities such as making music, listening to music, dancing, arts, visiting cultural sites, they are all associated with stress management, stress prevention, and lower levels of biological stress in daily life. It was also shown to lower daily anxiety. And art engagement were shown to reduce the risk of developing mental illnesses, especially in adolescents and older age. So it's very important that for parents here, if there are parents in the audience, exposing your children to art engagement, either most um, for most parents, they like to do like watercolors. For some people, music can also help. Storytelling is something that was handed over to us, and we should be able to hand over to our children. So that's also, those are bonding events that have been shown to reduce the risk of development of mental illness in adolescents and older age. Then this is just fun facts. Economic analysis showed that a circus program actually returned $7 for every $1 invested. So, and that was basically through reductions in cost of treatment. So, basically, what I'm trying to say here is that if we invest money in prevention, we save money from treatment. So, that's why this is important. Then, I wasn't sure of the audience, but in pregnancy and labor, listening to calming music has also been shown to lower anxiety levels and to lower the levels of pain, which is very important, not just in pregnancy, but in pain management generally. Then, for management and treatment, these are people who already have mental health disorders. And among children who had experienced trauma following sexual abuse, terrorism, war, domestic violence, we actually saw that art had art was shown to support their grief, support depression, help them with a communication of those experiences, help them to access more help. And we actually, this one was so, it was so interesting. Children who had survived the 2008 China earthquakes, just 30 days of calligraphy, and their stress hormones were reduced. And that is so significant because it tells us that we're not just making assertions. There's actually the science behind it. Then so I just wanted to quickly touch on art therapy. Art therapy is different from art as therapy. Art therapy is basically, it's an aspect of psychotherapy. It's an aspect of the therapy you think about when you think of therapy. So art therapy is actually delivered by people who are trained to be art therapists or art psychotherapists. So it uses a primary mode of expression alongside talking to the art therapist. And so this is also an aspect in which art is coming in to help people who already have mental health disorders. Then the last aspect is actually promoting mental health literacy. So how can art help us to create awareness of mental health? In 2013, we no I wasn't part of this one. In 2013, Eugene Ko actually studied the responses of 10,000 people after they had viewed exhibitions of art produced by people with mental illness. So this was a two-part study because it wasn't just allowing expression for people who had mental health disorders. It was also viewing the audience's response to viewing that art, and from that they were able to gain a better understanding of the mental illness that the people with the mental illness were facing, and then they were also able to gain a more sympathetic understanding of the people suffering from these mental illnesses, and as well as appreciate their creativity, obviously. Then there's also the role of mass media, especially films and theater, in our perceptions of mental health and mental illness. I always say that the reason why someone mentions mental illness and the first thing you think of is a mad person it's because of the undeniable role that mass media has played in forming our awareness or forming our perceptions of mental illness. For a lot of people, you say OCD and they're automatically thinking, oh yeah, it means a clean person. And the honest truth is that that's not what it means. There's so much that goes into OCD than just cleanliness. It means obsession, it means compulsion, basically. So, obsession to do a particular thing, or sorry, a compulsion to do a particular thing, and an obsession with a particular event that the person is unable to stop even when they try. So that's way more than just being clean or washing your hands. For a lot of people, it's the obsession, the compulsion could be towards uh lights, it could be towards putting on or putting off their gas, things like that. And then there's so many other aspects of mental health and mental illness, but based on, for a lot of people, the initial exposure was via mass media, especially films and theater. And that tells you the powerful role that art can play in shaping our perception of things. Because if art has been able to shape our perception this far, it means that if we want to change it, art would also be a good avenue to do that. Another case study is actually this event. So art as healing therapy, and this art-based intervention sort of is using this avenue to bring people together and create some awareness and promote mental health literacy. So I also think this event is another good example. So in summary, knowing all these amazing facts, what do I want you to do, or what do I think would be a good idea, or what do I think would be, can you hear me? I'm seeing the comments. Oh dear. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
I can actually hear you from here. So I've
Where
been
did you stop
hearing you
hearing
all
me?
along. I can hear you from here. I've been hearing you all along.
Okay, because I'm seeing a comment
So
that we can't hear you, ma.
please, if you can hear us, if you can hear Dr. Sami, please put it in the comment section. Let's see.
It was actually from
Well, I
your.
can. Okay,
Okay,
yeah. Yes.
all right. So can you let me know what was the last thing you heard so that I know if I need to go back, please? Thank you.
I think it was good all along. I
Oh,
think it
okay.
was probably the network session. Yeah, the
All right,
network
great. All
glitch.
right, great. I'm glad to hear that because I didn't want to lose my audience at any point. Okay, so I was saying that with this information, there's been a lot of information tonight. So what's the summary? What's the action point? What do I want you to do? I basically want you to understand that art for mental health it's not an afterthought, and it's not an add-on. It's not a it's not the cherry on the cake. It's actually something that you should take important, and your mental health is something you should take important, and art has been proven time and time again. There's a lot of evidence that actually shows us that by partaking in it, and that art has an innate ability to promote wellness and healthy lifestyle. So viewing art, performing art, it has its own innate ability to reduce your stress levels, to improve your concentration, to be used as some form of exercise. It can also, especially for children, it can stimulate creativity, craft making, watercolors, stories, book reading. It can also reduce social isolation. It can promote bonding among families. And then for employers, it can also help to promote bonding and reduce burnout. So, with this information, I encourage you to share the information with others so that we can improve health and well being through art engagement. Happy Mental Health Day. I've included a QR code that you can scan. It's a two-way thing. It's an assessment and also a suggestion. In the QR code, you'd see a lot of self-care activities. It's asking you, are you doing these self-care activities? But it's also sort of a suggestion. You see things like how often do I turn off my phone? How often do I do things for the enjoyment of them? So things like that would just, help you keep track of what you're doing to actually improve your own mental health. And also, if you're ever wondering, okay, what can I do today? What would be good for my mind today? That is an option. Okay, so thank you so much for listening. I think I kept to time. Yes, I did. I did keep to time. So I'll be glad to take any questions on any aspect of anything I've spoken about today. Like I mentioned, yeah, it was a short summary just to give you some idea of what I think. And if there are any questions, please let me know. Thank you.
Oh wow, hi. That was actually a lot, even for me. And I was really say a very big thank you to Dr. Sami. I know we'll still come to, really appreciate you, ma'am. I must really say a very big thank you, thank you. I think okay, we have some thank yous already in the comment section. We have a question here. We have a question here. So, is there any law that monitors or regulates that what the media, movies, and music projects?
Okay. Are there any other questions so I can just take them at once?
Okay, from our what's that here? From the Google form, that was when people were really registering. Oh, okay. I think the question is actually cut. Okay, but I think you have actually answered this. But if you actually want to add more, you could.
Okay.
Yeah. So it talks about the level of mental health awareness, um, as regards to artists and creatives. Okay, there are some others here. If you would love to answer them, they will be fine. But if not, that will be fine too. One says, "How can I avoid being depressed by others successes, then this is another. How do I prioritize myself to
Okay.
avoid
So
FOMO? Mhm.
okay. So I think what I'll just start with the one there. I'm sorry, this question on avoiding burnout, was it before the presentation?
Yes, yes, yes. It was. It
Okay,
was
okay, okay. Because I feel like this is a topic you may have addressed in your
not.
talk. All
Yeah.
right. So let me start with Mr. Clement's question. Thank you very much. That's actually a very interesting and intelligent question. So in 2023, we finally were able to they finally passed, the federal government of Nigeria finally passed a bill into law, and it was called the Mental Health Act of 2023. And before that, it used to be called the Lunacy Act, and lunacy is basically the schizophrenic stage where they are now on the street, and what we know as what a lot of Nigerians used to call mental health then. So yes, there, at least now, there is a law that monitors and regulates what the media projects concerning mental health, because an aspect of the law was actually made to help combat discrimination. But while the law is in place, I can't say so much to the implementation. So um in a lot of situations, the onus still falls on the individuals, the corporates, the commission, it still falls on individuals to say, oh no, that's not right. You shouldn't put that on air. While yes, the what's the name of these people now? The I can't remember what they call themselves. Those ones that like the actors guild, things like that. A lot of times they speak up concerning particular things that address mental health wrongly. A lot of times the doctor sees something and says, oh no, you know, I know quite a number of um mental health champions, quite a number of psychiatrists who fought to actually get the Mental Health Act signed. And before 2023, I know the fight had been on for like 15 years before they finally signed it into law in 2023. So, like I said, the law is there, but there's a lot to be done with the implementation. So, for a lot of us, the plan is as much as possible to inform people so that people know that not everything they see on the media is accurate, and also to ensure that in spaces where we have influence. So, for example, with what you've learned today, if you see something that isn't exactly accurate, you are able to say, oh, no, that's not correct. So, and the hope is that with more information and helping people understand what mental health actually is, we can correct these misconceptions. I hope I've been able to answer your question. I know it's neither here or there, but that's just the situation we find ourselves in at the moment. The second question is how best to avoid being depressed by other people's successes. Okay, I'm going to answer your question in two parts. Because first of all, when you say depressed by other people's successes, the first thing that screams at me is that depression isn't, when you say be sad at other people's successes, I definitely understand how to answer your question. But when you say depressed by other people's successes, it becomes another thing. According to the DSM-5, depression is a mental health disorder, and they're like criteria. There's about five of them, sorry, nine of them, and then when you tick five out of them, that's when they say, oh, this person has depression. So I understand being envious about people's successes. I understand being sad as a result of seeing someone's success, but I can't completely speak to being depressed by other people's success. I think my best advice is that if you're experiencing symptoms of depression, which may include anhedonia, not able to find any joy in things that you usually find joy in, if you're experiencing symptoms like hyperinsomnia, like sleeping way more than is usual for you, eating way more than is usual for you, any thoughts of helplessness, guilt, or uselessness, um affects like things like actually being extremely sad way more than is usual and not necessarily related to the situations that you're feeling at the time, then in that situation it would be good to actually see a therapist. That's the first answer to your question. Then the second answer would be, if you're experiencing um sadness or envy by other people's successes, I want you to understand that that's absolutely normal for a lot of people. Now the question is, after that, what do you do with it? I know a lot of people that they're I see their successes and I'm just like, um what is complete, like what is so different, what am I doing different? And I think that's a good place to start, because in a lot of situations, if you're able to, what you do is see that as an opportunity to actually improve on yourself, see that as an opportunity that means, let me give an example. I was reading something on a blog 2 days ago, and this guy talked about how his friend, whom they were at the same level in school and graduated together, had been best friends together, worked in the same place, told him that, oh, I'm going to start applying for scholarships abroad. And then he was like, which scholarship are you applying? Which scholarship are you applying for? And he decided not to, but his friend did. And then after some time, I can't remember how long now, the friend ended up getting a full scholarship abroad. In that kind of situation, it's absolutely normal for you to feel sad, for you to feel envious. But if that's where you stop, that's when it becomes a problem. In this situation, the guy actually decided, oh, since someone has done it, it tells me that it can be done. And then he also decided to apply for scholarships abroad and all that. And he ended up getting one. So that's a good example of how you can channel that feeling into something productive, into something positive. So feelings can be negative, can be positive. It's not a big deal. The question is, where do you go from there and what do you do with that feeling? All right, how do I prioritize myself to avoid burnout? I'm not going to answer that because it has been answered already and my time is beginning to run out. And the last question, how do you measure progress in art therapy sessions? Which is an interesting question. So like I mentioned, art therapy is actually something that certified licensed art therapists do. So they are in a better position to answer that question. Okay, so I think those are all the questions. One second, please. I'll switch it on. I'm coming. I'm doing something. No, don't worry. I'll do it. Thank you. All right. So thank you very much. I'll come. I'm coming. Just hold on. All right. Thank you very much. I think I've been able to answer all the questions. I have another meeting now, so that's what they're calling me for. If there are no other questions, it's been a pleasure being here today. Thank you.
What do we say to Dr. Sanmi? Please let the so much, Dr. Sanmi. Thank you for the enlightenment. Thank you for the words. Thank you for all you said today. I know that you have answered questions in the hearts of many. And apart from that, you've also enlightened many people on what actually happens around or even with them, what they never knew of. And we are so, so, so grateful. On behalf of Art as an Therapy, the volunteers, the audience, we are saying thank you so much. We really, 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 really appreciate you. And we say, God bless you so much. We know that you need to attend a meeting now, so we wouldn't really want to take any more of your time. Yes. Yeah, and then we'll definitely get back to you. Thank you so much. And wish you a very, very amazing weekend as well.
You too. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you. Okay, guys. I think I have a few more questions that I could just take here. Oh yeah, was actually worth the session worth it. Okay, the session worth it. So we have a few more questions. If there are more questions, you could put them in the chat so that we have answers to them. And please, we'd really love to have your reviews. We'd have love to have your reviews of this session and even the previous session. Please let us have the reviews because we'd love to send them to Dr. Somi and let her know how much our words have impacted us. So please, you can send your reviews here. You can send them to the WhatsApp group, and we'd also have a Google form that would share after the program where you can easily go and then you can drop your comments. I mean, your reviews for the session. Talk about, like, really talk about what stood out for you, what you stop doing, what you start doing, right? Your lessons, your take homes, how the session has actually like influenced you positively. Would really, really love to hear from you. Please, please, please. Thank you. Okay, we have some questions here, some other questions here. This is one. How do I prioritize myself to avoid burnout? These are a few questions that we got from the Google form. So some of them have actually been answered in the program or in the course of the sessions, while some have not. So the ones that have not will be answered. There's this one. I love it though. It says, and I think people can actually relate to it well. I know that students in the hostel too can relate to it. So it says, how do you cope with someone who gets you upset and stays with you at home and never apologizes because you feel it's just right, and later acts as if nothing happened out of the blue. It just starts talking to you for you to respond, and that is how you settle. Okay, okay, okay. I think it's actually an interesting question because I know that many people actually go through this. And there's another one here. Mm, okay, I think you have about. I would love, I'd love to have an answer on anxiety. It's been discussed so. Mm, okay, I think there is a lot of miscommunication with this particular question, but I'll try to get what exactly the person is trying to say. A lot to question and anxiety has been discussed to one who has been building things for at least 5 years and within a moment all gone. Okay, the state at which the person is will be, please, I need okay. I think what the person is saying is that this person has been building something for about 5 years, and then at a particular moment everything just like the person just like lost everything. So what should the person do? I think that's what this is about. I think that's what this is about. Um, so that would be answered. So then there's another one. How can I come over diabetics naturally? I think there's an issue with this question too. There's a grammar issue. Uh, diabetics natural. Okay, is there any other? I think those are all. Right? But then I'll quickly try to give some answers while we round up today's session. But please do not go yet. We have an announcement for you. We have an announcement. So I think we already talked about how to prioritize yourself. So when you're prioritizing yourself, you're prioritizing your physical health, you're prioritizing your mental health. So because you can walk to are physically burnt out. I mean, you probably will rise up. I know Lagosians can, relate a little bit to this. You wake up, you're out of your house by 5, and then you are not back on 10 in the night. You're just trying to like see things, and you're just burnt out. So how to prioritize yourself? I believe that wisdom is really, really important. Wisdom is a principal thing that you really need to have on how to actually manage things around you. If it is possible that for some people, I know of someone who was staying so far from his workplace, right? I was getting to work late, not really late, like you have to like leave home early, you get home late and all of that. I know at a time when you are getting a whole lot, he had to move to a location that is nearer to his workplace. So at least it reduced the stress of having to wake up 5 a.m. in the morning, or get up or get out of the house 5 a.m. in the morning and then get back late, right? And then there are some people who also have options of having an hybrid work system. I mean, you can do 2 days on site and then do 3 days online. There are things that I believe that you could depending on your work, there are things that you could actually discuss with your employee, or I said your employer rather, to really see how things might work out for you. There are times too that you also need to eat well. Most times, because you're stressed, you can actually stress eat. Take more of chocolates, you want to take more of sugary things, you want to take unhealthy stuffs. And so instead of the situation getting better, it's actually in quotes worsens. It really wants worsens. So, you know, yeah, this is called Indomie generation, but really, if you want to really take your health seriously, you need to get to know how you are really, really going to, you know, eat healthier, take more fruits, exercise. It's actually important. If it's for you to like stretch, even if it's on your bed per day, stretch, try to walk around, try to do some calisthenics, just stretch your body, do some, really, really, really help. And then, as you said, practice journaling, speak to people as well. And then, if you can reduce your workload, try to, right? I think those few things would help. If you have any other questions, please would still drop. Okay, so this. How to cope with someone who gets you upset and stays with you? Okay, now I believe strongly, and this is personal, I believe strongly that as humans, you should be able to communicate well and communicate whatever is going through or whatever is happening to you anytime, any day with people. And I believe that there is also a way to really communicate with people. Apart from you communicating, there's a way to actually communicate with people. There's a way you can sit people down and really let them know that this is what is happening. You're not comfortable with what is happening. You do not want it to happen any longer, right? Not shouting, not raising your voice, sandwiching your word. I mean, if you know that formula, you praise a person and then you put in the criticism in between, and then okay, I think network is a little bit fluctuating. So there's where you can actually sandwich your words. But for a person like this, you need to have to discuss with the person, because with this statement, it means that the person is probably your colleague or your mate or something. You need to discuss with the person. You must not be afraid to discuss with anybody. Nobody has two heads. Nobody has two heads, and the person cannot swallow you, right? So you need to have a discussion. Guy, you've been doing this, even if the person is your brother. Oh, brother, you've been doing this and this and this, and I am not comfortable with it. I don't want you to do it to me any longer. I don't want to blah 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 blah. Okay, these are the things you do that I'm not comfortable with, right? And then you tell the person. Now, it is in two ways. Some people will accept that, some people will admit and tell you that they are sorry and that they will not do it again. Some people will not even admit. Some people will not admit at all, right? They won't admit that they hurt you. Not sort of they changing. Okay? So, but then I would actually say that it depends on the situation. If it is your family, if it's your family member and you cannot like send the person away, like have to live with the person, then you know that it's actually a situation that you may not be able to change. So in your brain, you have sort of a brain block to whenever the person acts towards you, try to block it and you try to not let it get at you. It actually takes a while, but it's actually the best way to go. Now, if it is in a situation where you can walk away, please walk away. I've been in such a situation, and I have to just say, no, enough is enough. Enough is enough. What's it called? This is happening because I am in this particular environment. And so I had to like block all channels for me to like get there. And so I blocked it, and it was like I can't allow this to continue. My mental health, my mental space matters so much to me, and I cannot allow anyone to like be distorting that. I don't want anybody to distort my peace, my joy, my happiness. No. And so I have to like walk away from that environment. So if it will take you to like walk away, please, for for the sake of yourself, I think you should. I think you should. I think that works. Then now this person says that he's been building something for 5 years, and within a moment all things were gone. The state attitude that person will be, the person needs advice. Okay, I would really say this. No one prays for anything to go bad. No one prays for anything to go wrong. No one prays for anything to not go well. Okay? No one prays for anything to not go well. But I must really say that. I must also say that from a person who has like at, who has gone through losses, who has gone through disappointments, who has gone through, lots of gas goes and goes gas. I must say that it's necessary that in anything you do, you don't allow your mind to be fixed on material things. So, as much as you prepare for the best, also for the worst, so that when the worst happens, and you're able to like try to picture, okay, if the worst happens now, what would actually be, how would I respond to it? You would actually really know if you have your mind or if your heart actually belongs to it or not. I mean, to that particular possession or not. So, for this type of person, if the person does not have anything to fall back to, for instance, some people already have like insurance. Some people, when they get their cars or when they get their houses, they actually insure. So if anything happens, they can easily fall back to their insurance. So for people like that, it may not really, really shake them because I mean they have something to like fall back to. And that is also like you telling you also, I mean, right now, that you should always have your backup plans for things when things like happen. Nobody pays for anything bad. Have your backup plans like, okay, if this thing does not work, what exactly would I do? Excuse me. Then if there's nothing like insurance, if the person has to like start from zero, a community is very necessary. It's good that you have a community of people who can support, who can love, who can advise you. And I think I want to say this specifically to people who are like introverts, right? Because I resonate well with this. You want to like all be all on your own, and even when you are going through stuff, just want to like bottle everything up. But really, having confidence, people that you can really, really trust, will actually be along with. Then for this type of person, I would advise that person should go for therapy. The person really needs lots of therapy. You need a lot of therapy, lots of therapy. Don't just think that yes, prayer will do, but please, I advise strongly that this person needs lots of therapy session. The person needs to see a therapist so that person needs to like be vulnerable. Lots of questions need to be asked so that the situation can really, really be analyzed and then they can really, really move forward. Excuse me. Then excuse me. Then we have how can I overcome diabetics naturally? Well, this is artasahealing therapy. We deal more with artistic expressions for wholesome well-being. We really do not deal with more of diabetics. Okay. So I really may not be able to answer this question because I am not in this field and I would not want to give any wrong answers. So I may really not have a specific answer to this because I would not want to give anything wrong. I think, yeah. So as I said, if there's any other questions, please let us have them in the comments. Uh, I would love to really have what exactly you learned from today's session. Please put them in the comments. Let us see. Let us have them. What exactly did you learn from today's session? What do you love? What will you start doing? What will you stop doing? What session stood the most for you? What points really, really stood out for you? Please, I would really love to hear them in the comments section. Um, really, really love to hear them in the comment section. And then this is also an invitation for you to follow artasahealing therapy on all our social media platforms. Excuse me. We want to follow us on our social media platforms. Window. Wait, that's so you can easily go through. Yeah, if you've not gone through our link tree, it's a good time for you to. Oh, sorry about that. So this is our link tree. This is our link tree. This is our link tree. You want to connect with us on Instagram. See what we are really doing. Right. We have 254 followers. Let us make it to 500. Let's make it to 1,000. Let's make it to 10,000. And you can actually help us with this. Share our good works with your friends. And then, yeah, I know that you might have learned a lot from this session. Still encourage people to come back to watch the replay. You come and watch the replay. Still tell people, go back. If you know anybody that's just going through any, you should just tell them, go to Artasahealing Therapy's YouTube page, go and watch right now. Yes, please, guys, subscribe. Subscribe to Artasahealing Therapy's YouTube channel. If you subscribe, just put it in the comment section. Let me know. Have you subscribed? Subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is basically our first video, our first live. So, and it's actually a good one. If you want to see more of this, subscribe. If you want to see more of this, let us also know. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us too. You can go to our link tree and do our link tree page. You see more about us. Follow us on LinkedIn as well. If you also want to connect with us, if you also want to volunteer with us, rather, you can easily volunteer with us. You can volunteer with us. You can read more about us on our news highlights here. And then, yes, a very good one is that you can actually book an art therapy session. And you can book a free therapy session, an online therapy session with AHT. Yeah, you can actually book an online therapy session with AHT. We have someone who would definitely attend to you, ask questions, and then it's definitely confidential. The only thing you need to do is just get one of our products. Once you get any of our products, you can actually get a free therapy session. Then, and our products are as low as, I think we have a product of 2,000 or less. Yeah, so you can actually really get. Then we have some of our products. We have our painting kits, we have our artworks, we have our healing cards. You can definitely always order for all of this. You'll see more of them even on our what's it called Instagram page here. We have a lot of them. And this is really a way that you can actually support what we do. Like, subscribe, follow us on our social media platforms. And then yeah, you see our t-shirts. You have different t-shirts here. We have our healing cards, you have our artworks, we have our painting kits. Yeah, these are some of our healing cards here. And we have 10 different designs that have different words inside of them, and that you really love. You can put them in your party packs. You can collaborate with us, put them in your party packs. I mean, you're organizing your birthday, you're organizing a wedding, or you're organizing, even if it's what's it called, line a funeral or anything, they would really work. Even, or maybe for your birthday, you even want to like do an outreach, just want to like give leaflets to maybe people on the road, people you feel like are not feeling well, or you want to do a hospital outreach. You can definitely get to this, and they would really be so lovely. The same way our sessions have been, top notch, the same way all our products are. Then we have our artworks too. All our artworks you see on our social media handles are from AHC. I can order from us. Just chat us up on our WhatsApp, on just chat us up on WhatsApp, and yeah, delivery is worldwide. Okay. Yes, then you can also book an art therapist. So for instance, if you want to have an art therapy session in at home, right? But you actually want somebody to really come, you can actually book an art therapy session even from our WhatsApp line. And then we'll definitely get somebody connected to you, and then you have the art therapy session. Then yeah, so this is it. This is you speaking to therapy session, a therapist for free. So you could actually go through our Instagram handle, our LinkedIn and to our Facebook. Yeah, we're on Facebook as well. So it will be so good that you actually really go through this. If you want to support the work that we do, would really love that you support the work. We really love that you support the work that we do. The amount is definitely accepted, right? No amount is small. We have our we have our outreaches coming up. We have our operational activities that cost about 40,000 per month. So if you want to even like collaborate with us, or you want to even decide to sponsor, you could definitely. And it's just a way for you to really say, oh yeah, art as a therapy, I love what you're doing, and I want to just support with this. And then for we have our t-shirts. So I'm wearing one, and then we have different. They come in different designs, about 10 different designs and 5 different colors, so and different sizes too. So you could definitely always and always come in. um you could always check them out and even order one, order for your friends, order as gifts for people, and they would really love them. Okay, I think I want to. Okay, I think that share. I would have shared more about catalog, but maybe will not be able to see it now. Okay. But yeah, that's that about that. That's that about that. Um, Adiola, is there any other thing? Is there any other thing? I hope I'm not missing anything here. So Clement has we are rounding up already. We'll leave soon. As a stage drama scriptwriter, I'll put a focus on writing healing stories, especially those that deal with kids and teens. I love and learn from the sessions. So good, so good, so good. We love to see this. We love to see this. We love to see this. Thank you, Clement, and we are so rooting for you. We are so rooting for you. We are so rooting for you. Any other thing? Any other thing? Okay. I think that's all from. Okay. Abraham says, I'll look into creating interactive toys for kids in the hospital with using electronics. So beautiful. So beautiful. And to also really be great to, partner with you. To be so great to partner with you. Yeah. Um, yeah, so I feel like some people may actually have questions for donations. We are presently under registration. You're presently under registration, but in the time being, you could you could transfer to one of my. You could reach out to us if you really want to donate. We'll send our details to you, because if by the time you're chatting us, we already have our account number, our official account number. We would. If not, we have another account that is designated for that. Um Yes. Any other thing before we call it a night? Mm, Okay. So thank you guys for joining. We're gonna see you some other time. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I must say a very big thank you to all volunteers, AC volunteers. Thank you so much. Adiola, the community manager, when it's social media management head. Rejoice, who is on leave, Kwayomi, who is handling our WhatsApp platform now, our WhatsApp line, to all volunteers, every single one of you. Thank you so much. I don't want to miss anybody's name, but thank you so much. Really appreciate you. And we're going to see you some other time. Everyone, bye.
today we keep speaking.
Amen.
And we touch lives of people.
Amen.
And inspire people to embrace life
Amen.
rather than death.
Amen.
In the name of Jesus.
Amen.